Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to our Blu-ray / DVD pick of the day. So here's something we're going to be doing over the next, foreseeable future, if not every day, fairly often during the week, where I'm going to give you a recommendation of a very cool concert film from my collection that you guys should be checking out, right? In this time, COVID-19, where really no live music to speak of, all those summer tours and fall tours that we were all looking forward to, kind of the kibosh has been put, all that. So for everybody who's just dying for live performances, I'm going to recommend some stuff that you could either pick up on Blu-ray or DVD, or maybe stream live on the net, or, like watch on YouTube, all that good stuff. If you don't have them in your collection, you may want to check into getting them, right? Either a digital copy or a physical copy. If you do have them, maybe it's time to go pull it out of your collection and watch it again. Pop it in your Blu-ray or DVD player and check it out with the sound system jacked up too high, right? So here we're going to take a look at the Moody Blues Threshold of a Dream live at the Isle of Wight Festival. Of course, this is a documentary. This is another Eagle Vision. I got a ton of Eagle Vision DVDs and Blu-rays. It's amazing how many good ones they put out over the years. This is a pretty spectacular performance of a great festival. So the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970 came just about a year, almost to the day, right? After the famous Woodstock Festival. The Isle of Wight was basically the UK's answer to Woodstock, and man, what a lineup of talent they had over the course of that long weekend. And of course, we've seen bits and pieces of some performances, in many cases full performances, by some of the notable acts on that particular festival bill. So we've seen, obviously, Jethro Tull and Free and The Doors and Jimi Hendrix, and now we've got the Moody Blues. And this was released, when did this actually come out? I forget exactly the year that this was released. It was a few years ago, at least 5 years ago, probably a little bit longer than that. But just a really, really stellar presentation. Again, it kind of comes across like a documentary, as you have little interview snippets with a few guys in the band, notably, Graham Edge, Justin Hayward, John Lodge, and Mike Pinder, talking about the Isle of Wight Festival, talking about the music. You got Mike Pinder giving like a Mellotron demonstration, which is actually really cool. And then you got the probably about, I'd say close to an hour's worth of performances from the band. So it starts off in fine fashion. You've got the incredible rendition of Gypsy, all right, which kicks things off, goes right into Tuesday Afternoon. So right out of the gate, the Moody's just hitting you with two of their best tracks. And we've got Tortoise and the Hare and Question. Question is great on here too. The Sunset, Never Comes a Day. Melancholy Man, Nights in White Satin. It's funny because Nights in White Satin is such a great legendary song. However, like the various live versions I've heard of the song, it's not quite as good as the studio version. This is a song that's like so big and majestic and grandiose, with the orchestra and all that kind of stuff. Kind of hard to replicate that live on stage. So, that to me is one of the tracks on here that works the least. It's still a great song. It's still cool to see him perform it live back, early on. Then you got Legend of a Mind, which is absolutely terrific on here. And then Encore, you've got Ride My Seesaw. Although what's interesting is that most of the video footage from the Isle of Wight of them playing Ride My Seesaw seems to be lost. So you've got like the audio interspersed with footage from various performances over the years, even like more recent stuff. So that's kind of interesting how they did that. And I get it. They wanted to kind of keep the film, the set list pretty well as it was, and deliver it as best as they could. So they had, you got the audio of it and video from other places, but they matched it up pretty well. So all in all, pretty cool. The camera work, if you've seen any of the other Isle of Wight footage, specifically the Tull, ELP as well, right? You got some ELP footage, Free, a lot of the other bands that played. It's kind of choppy. It's like a lot of fast cuts and things like that, and, when some guy's playing a solo or singing, they got the camera on someone else. But I think for the time, it actually was very, very well done. And here you got, some information on the festival, along with some photographs. I think it's pretty cool. I think the band were in mighty fine form on that day, as to be expected. And it was a pretty magical time in the history of the Moody Blues, that whole late 60s into the mid-70s. I mean, that's just, one album after another of pretty stellar quality, a lot of great songs. And unfortunately, I've never had the opportunity to see the Moody Blues. So for me, this is kind of cool to see them back in their heyday on the big stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, right? And just, again, sharing the stage with all those greats over the course of that whole weekend. I forgot The Who. The Who's Isle of Wight performance also is damn stellar. So, we've been lucky enough to get to see a lot of the live performances from a lot of the acts that played on that weekend, especially the notable ones. And, some hits, some misses. But I think that you could arguably say, you compare like Woodstock and the Isle of Wight, you could arguably say that we had some more, the real iconic performances probably happened at Woodstock. That's what everybody remembers. But I think if you go and you look at some of the sets for some of the bands at the Isle of Wight, Rory Gallagher and Taste, I forgot about them as well. You had really probably top to bottom stellar and more impressive performances at the Isle of Wight over that weekend a year later in 1970. Again, just because the Who's performance is absolutely amazing. This performance is great. Tull's performance is great. I think Taste was off the charts good. I actually like Hendrix's performance. It's a little more laid back for him. The Doors is a good performance, but I've seen better. And, there's all sorts of other stuff. The ELP was supercharged, it's just... Man, to be alive in 69 and 70 and old enough to go to these festivals, right? I kind of missed out on all that. I was just a little bit too young. Just a little bit too young. So anyway, there's your pick of the day. Threshold of the Drain, the Moody Blues live at the Isle of Wight Festival 1970 from Eagle Vision. Check it out if you haven't. For all of you who are dying for some live music, well, you know what? Make the live music in your home. Bring it to life in your living room, right? That's all we can do right now. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. You'll see hopefully another selection coming up tomorrow. What do we got coming up tonight? Mr. Stephen Reed back on the show once again. We are going to rank the albums of Alter Bridge as well as Arena. Those will be two separate shows. So Alter Bridge, great U.S. hard rock band. Maybe you can even call them metal band. I don't know. I think they're more of a melodic hard rock band, but they do have some metal influences. Arena, if you're not familiar with Arena, they are a long-standing veteran UK progressive rock band who came out in the early 90s. And if you love, great symphonic 70s style progressive rock, Yes, Genesis, all that sort of thing. Lots of keyboards, great vocals, searing guitar work, catchy songs. What's not to like, right? So neither band has an enormous catalog, but we're going to rank all the studio albums from both of them. So that's coming up tonight. So check that out. What else happening this week? Jeff Young's coming back on the show tomorrow. We are going to be doing a deep cut dive into Chicago, the Terry Kath years, as well as the Who. Martin Popoff on Friday is coming back for a deep cut dive into AC/DC, and we've got all sorts of other things planned. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss any of it, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.